Hello everyone, welcome to the Albert and Billy Show. You're listening to us here on WUAT Radio and watching us on channel 18, BTC Fiber TV, and BTC Fiber YouTube channel. You can always check us out on there as well. Remember to get on there and like and subscribe and leave some real nice comments. That's always good, ain't it? But remember, just the nice comments. But get on there, like and subscribe. I don't know how many, it's going up, I know that, but I can't remember the number on subscribers, but I do know it's going up. So thank you. That's what my point is, to thank you to the ones that are subscribing. The ones that aren't, well, what are you waiting on? Get on there and subscribe. It helps us all out, so, and we do appreciate it. And always leave a comment below and tell us what you think of the show, if you like it, that is.
They might have some suggestions.
Right.
Who's on the show too.
Exactly. But yeah, you can check out all of our episodes and all the original BTC Fiber shows on the YouTube channel, so get on there and check it out, folks. And Papa, how are you doing today, this Friday?
I feel like I'm a little older this week than I was last week.
I guess we all feel that way, since we are.
I think old age is catching up with me.
No, it ain't.
I think it's passing me by.
It is not. You gotta rail against it. That's what you gotta do, and you do that. So you better snap out of it, because
well, my daughter said
you look and act 20 years younger than what you are. So that's how you gotta look at it. And you stay on the gut, which that's good. That's good. But you are extremely busy, though, aren't you?
I'm telling you, I stay too busy.
I know. Well, it is another hot, muggy day here in downtown Pikeville.
It started out almost 80 degrees this morning.
Yeah.
Almost 80 degrees. It was 70, like man. 76 or 77.
And that was early this morning.
It's 6:30.
Goodness.
I couldn't believe it.
That is hot. It is hot. But I mean, it's a pretty day out there. Just hot and humid, though. If you're outside, probably need to be in water.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. If I was gonna have to be outside today, I would be. I'd be swimming at Mom's, but or jumping in a creek somewhere. That's about all you have business doing when it's this hot. It can get dangerous, you know.
There's a swimming hole right down past the bridge down here.
Yeah.
Called the Pump, and that's where all the kids in town would go to.
Yeah. The Pump.
The Pump. That's what it's called.
Is it still there, or is it gone?
Well, it's just part of the river.
Yeah. Okay.
We just that's just where all the kids in town gathered. Of course, we went and swimming naked.
Oh yeah, it's what y'all went skinny dipping.
Skinny dipping. Well, is that the same thing as naked?
It sure is. It sure is. Yeah, but that is well, if it's where I'm thinking you're talking about like just literally right down the road.
Just past that church, that AME Zion Church.
Yes.
On the left.
Which they call the little church on the creek.
Yeah.
That's a cool little spot anyway. That's a beautiful little spot, that whole area. That could church, be a city park. I wish they would turn it into like a park. It could easily be
back
one.
Up this side of the bridge on the left, that used to be a city park.
Well, I can see why. It should be. It's ideal for it. Very much ideal for it. So I hope maybe that'll happen one day, because it is a really pretty area, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, that's a good place. We need to film sometime. It is down by the little church on the creek, as they call it.
AME Zion.
Yeah.
American Methodist Episcopal.
Wow.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. Well, no wonder they call it the Little Church on the Creek. That's easier to say. I'm impressed that you know that. Well, we got some birthdays to announce. I wasn't paying attention apparently last week close enough, and I announced some birthdays last week that were actually this week. So you might hear some familiar names. But here we go again. Want to wish a happy birthday. This was on Tuesday. Joey Van Valkenburg. David Brown had one on Wednesday, the 12th. Yesterday, I remember mentioning Jordan Roberts had a birthday, and also Greer Barger as well. And today, happy birthday to Dion Alt. Happy birthday, Little Don, as a lot of us call him. Happy birthday, Dion. Hope you're having a great birthday, and I hope all you other guys had a great birthday this week. And I hope I didn't forget anybody. If I did, I apologize. And what's sad is I know that I am. I know that I am, but I can't remember it. It's a couple of them, but I can't remember because they weren't wrote down. Maybe it'll come to me.
There you go.
At some point. I'm already going to get a drink of water, Papa.
Go right for it.
All right. Well, it won't be long, Papa, till the fair will be here.
It will be this month, won't it?
Yeah, it's coming up really soon, folks. The officially, I guess you could say, gets underway on Saturday, July the 22nd. That is when the Fairest of the Fair pageant will take place.
Saturday.
Yeah, that is next Saturday. I guess, is it at the fairgrounds, producer? Because one thing I don't have is the time or the place, so we need to find that out. But
we just know it's going to be the pageant.
Yeah, that's when the pageant takes place. And then that's kind of like the intro, as we were saying before we started filming. That's kind of the intro to the fair this year. Then it officially gets kicked off on Saturday, July the 29th. That night will be the Parker Holland Horse Show. It'll be at 5:00 p.m. Monday, July the 31st, they'll be accepting inside exhibits. That'll be from 3 to 7 p.m. Tuesday, August 1st, there'll be livestock shows. The 2nd, on that Wednesday, is Senior Citizens Day at 9 a.m. And then Gospel Night, Craig Tackett will be performing that night.
That's on Wednesday?
Yeah, that'll be on Wednesday, August 2nd, and he'll take the stage at 5:30 p.m. Thursday, August 3rd, I want to go see this. There's a singing first at 6 p.m. and then it's a donkey baseball after. I want to see that. Fun. I bet it is. So I want to check that out. That'll be interesting. That's on Thursday, August 3rd. Friday the 4th, be singing at 6. Don't know who yet on that though. And then the rodeo will be at 7:30 p.m. and then the same thing on Saturday. They'll be singing at 6 p.m. and the rodeo again at 7:30 p.m. But I don't have the names on some of the nights, so I do know we do know some of them, but I just it's not wrote down. So we'll have to get that wrote down so we can get it to you correctly. Speaking of names, we know that we need to save the date first. Let me tell you that. Save the date for October the 7th, because that is our next fall festival here in downtown Pikeville. And Chris Hennessy, country singer Chris Hennessy, will be headlining entertainment. He'll be putting on a concert that night, so that's pretty cool. And that's once again on October the 7th. It'll be on a Saturday. It's the first Saturday of the month. And the Fall Festival is always a big event. It seems to get better and better each year. So it's worth checking out anyway. So we'll keep you posted on that. Here's the one that's hard to decipher through, Papa, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Okay. This is for the quarterback club, what I'm about to tell you. but I do not know where it's at for sure. But I'm assuming, I would think probably the high school, but I'm not sure. That's just me guessing, okay? But we'll try to get that information to you folks. So, but it is a big event. It's a good event. It's a football fundraiser. 4 teams. It'll be a 4-team scrimmage. That will start at 6 p.m. And it's no cost. And once again, this will be on July 28th. Now, from 3 to 5 p.m. is the football fundraiser, where you can get a Boston butt for $50.
Cooked.
Yeah, cooked Boston butt. Yeah, for $50, which they're popular. So I'm sure a lot of people will want that. And I don't blame them. They are good.
They make good pork steaks.
Yes, they do. And Papa, they're going to have a plate lunch also at this event. That will be at 11 a.m. That's when you can go by there and get you some lunch. And if you want to go by there and get you some lunch, the choices you'll have is barbecue, chips. You can get a drink and dessert. And you can leave a message. If they don't answer, you can call, leave them a message. The number to call is 447-2022. And that is Michelle. Ask for Michelle Rains. But it's $10 a plate. That's what I was getting to. It's $10 a plate. Remember though, this is a fundraiser, so this is for a really good cause. So if you spend that $10, just remember you're doing a really good thing and you're helping some people out that need some help.
Well, I'm sure the barbecue will be barbecued Boston butt.
Yes, I'm sure it will. So it'll be good, won't it?
It'll be good.
Well, I'm going to let you talk for a minute.
I've got some sheets here that I need to get rid of.
Good.
The Brockdale Church of God is having a homecoming, and it's going to be Sunday, this Sunday, July 16th. And the church services the Sunday school starts at 10 and church at 10:45. So they're going to have a meal after church. And the pastor's name is David Rogers, and he and the whole congregation would like to welcome you to visit Brockdale Church of God.
They'd like you to visit.
And the Kids Day Camp is going to be at First Southern Baptist Church, and it's going to be...
Well, is it going on now, or is it... I believe it's going
17th through the 20th.
Yeah, okay.
17th through the 20th. It starts
so it's coming up, isn't it?
Starts next week. And it's going to be from 9 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So the kids will be fed, and the age group is from kindergarten through the 5th grade.
Okay.
And so if you want to sign up a kid, or if you want to find out more information, you just dial 447-2849, and the secretary of the church will be glad to give you any information you want.
Right. I think I got it mixed up with, that's the day camp they usually have. They had a sports camp this past week,
and we're going to have a music camp.
Okay, so that'll be coming up soon too, right?
We are a busy church.
I know it. A lot of camping going on.
Also, tomorrow morning there will be a breakfast out at the Mount Crest Fire Department.
All right.
And that's at the intersection of State Route 30 and Route 101.
Yes.
And they're going to have a breakfast from 6 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And this is the menu you will enjoy. Bacon and sausage. To go with that meat, you will have eggs. You will also have hash browns and biscuits and gravy, naturally.
That sounds good.
And then you will have...
Now, the jelly's not homemade no more.
Well, I did not know that.
I didn't either till about a week ago. I saw Shirley.
Shirley told you. But they do have jelly and butter.
And they do have orange juice.
And they have coffee milk.
I did get confirmation of that.
The cost is $8 per plate. So they want you to know that every penny that you give, it goes to the fire department.
That's right.
Proceeds go to the sponsor.
Volunteer fire department, folks. Remember that.
Okay. Also out there on that mountain, at Wheeler Hill Church of Christ, They're going to have a vacation Bible school starting July the 23rd, and it will go through the 27th.
Okay,
that's
not too far away either.
They invite everyone to come and be a part of that.
Wow.
Eric Garner from Oodewall Church of Christ will be speaking to the adult class each day, and so the lessons for the week is going to be Eternal God, Griffith at Mount Della, and Midway Churches of Christ will also participate.
Oh,
not just Wheeler Hill.
So 3 churches.
So it's going to start at 7 o'clock p.m. and it's going to end at 8:30. I did not know a church could give you the closing time. But they're going to have refreshments. They're going to have refreshments after it's over, so you'll stay till 8:30.
That's right. A lot of people will for that now.
The Church of God at Shady Vale is having a kids crusade, and it's going to start the 17th, go through the 21st.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be at 6 o'clock every night. And Ronnie Holloway is the pastor up there. I did not know that. And he welcomes everyone to come out and enjoy the food, the puppets, and the games, and the fun, and the Word of God. I'm glad they got that Word of God in there.
Yeah, it sounds like they've got a good event there.
Okay. Also,
both of them have food. That'll get people to come.
I would think so. On Thursday evenings at 7:30 here at the Main Street Stage, they're having movies Under the Stars, and it's going to be on the 3rd Friday of each month.
Okay.
At 8:30 p.m.
I like that idea.
So they want you to come around for that. The First Lady, Bill Lee's wife, her name is Maria. She's going to be involved in next Thursday, the 20th, in giving out free school supplies at the Bledsoe County High School.
Well, that's good.
And it's going to last from 9 o'clock in the morning until noon.
Well, that's real good.
And they're going to be handing out all kinds of supplies. There's going to be some businesses there with booths set up.
Okay.
And they're going to give out backpacks to the Bledsoe County students. This is what will be in some of the backpacks. Notebook paper, colored pencils, spiral-bound notebooks, pocket folders, composition books, highlighters, glue sticks, erasers, pencils, pens, crayons, and a 3-ring binder. That's just until supplies run out.
Exactly. Man alive.
But those businesses are going to have booths set up, and I don't know what they'll give away.
But they'll give away a bunch of stuff too, I'm sure, Papa.
This is the 15th year they've had Give a Child a Chance Day.
I did not know that.
And Rhonda Sills is one that's supplying this.
Okay.
She's the juvenile court officer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is wonderful.
The line dancing thing, like, we need to write up about that, because apparently I know the Main Street Committee has started doing the line dancing on Thursday nights at the Main Street stage.
I noticed that they did it. It's in the Bledsoe.
Yeah, it was. Okay. Yeah. Well, it wasn't on that, but they're doing that every Thursday though, so that means it must have been a success, you know, because it was just going to be a one-time thing. I'm sure some kids learned how. Oh yeah, it's fun. I mean, I think people should come out and do it. Line dancing's fun. One item in this article by Rhonda Sills is that there are 600 students in Bledsoe County. I did not know that. 600 students. 600 students at the high school in Bledsoe County. Or just, in Bledsoe County. So if you have a donation you would like to make, you can contact Rhonda at 423-447-6749. And Arjan Frechette at 645-7676. And they want you to make the checks out to Sethra, and they want you to back this. It's worth backing. It is. I agree. It's worth backing. Yeah. That's all I have. Yeah, I hate. Yeah, Jennifer Frechette, she's involved in a lot of good community things like that. I don't know Jennifer Frechette. Oh yeah, you do. You
I do.
Yes, you do.
Then I know more women. I know more women than I think I know.
Yeah. She is with Michelle Raines and them.
I know Michelle
in the
Raines.
health. It's I can't think of the name of the exact name of the organization right now, but they do this every year. She was part of they did the 12-day event here at the high school.
Okay.
She's part of that too. So we've had we had them on here, but it was Michelle and Susan Olinger that was on here with us that time. That was a few years ago. I remember that one. Well, Papa, it must be trivia time here.
I just happen to have a few. Just a few.
Oh yeah, and remember, I'm going to suggest that you have different themes the next few weeks. I'm going to challenge you.
I've got this.
I'm going to challenge you.
Well, I don't have to listen to you.
Yes, you do.
Which these are done for 5 or 6 weeks ahead of time.
Well, then on your new ones you can.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay, I'll think about that. Which baseball player has the distinction of earning the title of Mr. October because of his home runs hit during the World Series? He was called
Mr. October.
Only one man ever had that distinction.
What team did he play for?
I don't remember who he played for.
Crap. Is it like a long time ago or not that so?
It's been a few years ago.
Like 20.
No, it's not been 20 years ago.
Man.
Reggie
Oh, I can't think of his last name.
Jackson.
Jackson, yes.
He was
good.
known as Mr. October
I didn't know that though.
because pretty regularly when he got to be in the World Series, he hit several home runs.
He must have been a clutch player, so to speak.
Name.
Remember Bo Jackson? remember Bo knows Bo knows everything apparently.
Name 2 New York baseball teams that transferred from New York to California in the last century.
Oh.
It was not in the two.
Well, well, I know one of them is your Dodgers.
My Dodgers
from Brooklyn.
Yeah, they transferred from Brooklyn, New York. That was a borough of New York. Like Nassau County is a county.
Mm-hmm.
They have boroughs in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And Brooklyn, they played at Ebbets Field.
Wow.
That's one team, but there was another team. The Dodgers moved first.
Okay.
Then this other team moved to San Francisco.
Oh, so San Francisco used to be the New York Giants, I guess. Really?
Giants.
I didn't know that one.
Well, you learned something today.
Because you got the New York Giants in football, so I guess they had them in both there for a while.
That was something else. And then whenever the Yankees won they won the American League pennant, there would be a Subway Series between the Dodgers and New York Yankees.
Oh, really?
Subway Series.
Wow.
This watch I've got, this Dodger watch.
Yeah.
The Dodgers won the World Series in 1955.
Oh yeah, and how many times have they won it?
No, not very many. Hey, the Yankees beat them so many times that I don't want to talk about it. What Dodger broke the color barrier in baseball in 1947? I wore his.
I'm not Jackie Robinson. Yes.
That was in 1947.
Wow.
Can you
legendary though.
Mm. Legendary. What was so monumental about that?
Mm-hmm.
His the branch manager for the manager for the Dodgers was Branch Rickey. He was the not the field manager. He was the
team
overall
manager.
And he
or general manager. Oh, okay.
And he asked Jackie Robinson to leave the Negro Leagues where he was playing and come and be the first black man to ever play for the white teams.
For the for Major League Baseball.
He agreed to do it, but on the Dodger team there's 25 players. only one man on that whole team had anything to do with him, because the other 23 players didn't like the idea of a black man being on the team with them. So the one man that was his friend was Pee Wee Reese.
Oh, and what? Pee Wee Reese.
And Ranch Ricky tried to tell Jackie.
Says a lot about him. Then he's a good person.
Every town we go into, you're going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He did.
But then he ended up being, you know, a star.
Do you know what endeared him to the people in baseball? He could steal home plate.
Oh yeah.
When he got on third base, he could steal from first to second, from second to third.
That's not easy to do.
Then whenever he took for home,
that's
and
hard.
Beat the ball there. That's when people realized, hey, we've got something here.
Yeah, because that takes some real talent to do that.
How many outs are in an inning?
3. What? In an
How many outs?
Oh, okay. That's a trick question, by the way, folks. 6.
2 teams have to bat in an inning.
That's right.
I knew you would say 3. In baseball, the scorekeeper puts down a strikeout with a letter in the alphabet. What is the scorekeeper's signal that that batter has struck out?
It seems like that can kind of be a trick question too.
Only one letter out of the alphabet stands for a strikeout.
Yeah, and you'd think it'd be S, but I think it's X.
No.
Is it S?
Strike out. Strike.
Just one letter though, right? T? R?
K.
Oh, didn't I say K?
No, you didn't.
I thought I did. I didn't say
No,
K.
you didn't say K.
Well.
And there was a difference in how
I did.
You could strike out in 2 ways. You could swing and strike out, or you could take a third strike.
Yeah, and it'd be a perfect pitch.
Whenever you struck out, they wrote down a K. If you were called out on third strike, the K was in reverse.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
That is weird, but the scorekeeper, you've got an official scorekeeper in a ball game.
So they had to literally put a K in reverse.
Who did, now switch to basketball, who did Dr. J play for?
Okay, he played for the Philadelphia 76ers.
76ers.
He was good.
Dr. J.
Dr. J, he was good.
No one else got that distinction being called doctor.
No. Yeah, he's good.
Okay, next one. Name the college team that Bernard King played basketball for.
Oh, that was Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah. That was, I guess, some good years for Tennessee basketball. It definitely was.
Bernard King, and what was the name of the other?
I know, there was another. I keep thinking of his name. But he was like a big star too, wasn't he?
Yeah, they had 2 men.
Yeah, I know. Like it's amazing they didn't win a national championship with those teams, but they were good.
I've got to think of that other man.
I know.
Babe Ruth in baseball set the standard for home runs in 1 year. What was his standard that Roger Maris broke in '61?
Oh, broke in '61.
He broke the record in '61 with. I'm not going to tell you how many home runs he hit, but what was the standard Babe Ruth set? That stood for many, many years.
How many home runs in a season, right?
No, in 1 season. Not in his career. His career was 714, I think.
Yeah. 100. Dang it.
60.
Oh, dang it. I went, okay.
There's a player that has hit 32 in the first half.
Ooh. Well, then they might get to over 60 then.
Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle had a home run slugging contest. They were trying their best to break Babe Ruth's record, and Roger Maris broke it with 61. In 61.
What about that? Mickey Mantle was good too, wasn't he?
Mickey Mantle was a great player. And Babe Ruth was too.
Yeah, it was both
Babe Ruth
legendary as well.
Could point where he was going to hit a home run.
Now that is impressive. Now
he
that
could see
really is
right field, left field, or center field.
Wow.
Babe Ruth.
That
but
man
I never got
alive.
to see Babe Ruth play. That was in the late 20s and early 30s.
Right. Yeah, he was that good because he still remembered. Definitely a legendary.
He was known as the Bambino.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Bambino.
I forgot about that.
That's all I have in sports. I mean,
well, speaking of sports, Papa, that is coming up after the break, along with some good old Albertology.
Yes, we've got our Albertology.
And of course, Papa has some good jokes for us also in Albertology. So stick around, folks. That is all coming up right after the commercial break.
Come back.
Welcome to the Dunlap Mercantile, located in the heart of the beautiful Sequatchie Valley at 15664 Rankin Avenue in Dunlap, Tennessee. Stop in today for some Mayfield ice cream or a cup of community coffee, and if you're interested in renting this venue for your event, call 423-949-2552. Stay tuned to DunlapMercantile.com for concerts and events coming to the Dunlap Mercantile in 2021. God bless.
Welcome back, folks, to the Albert and Billy Show here on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 BTC Fiber TV, and watch some BTC Fiber YouTube channel as well. Oh, and I remember this sometimes I don't. And go to the BTC Fiber Facebook page and the Albert and Billy Show Facebook page and check those out. Seems like I remember to say that about once a month, though.
Do you have Facebook?
Well, yeah, because I actually attempt to learn how to use a computer, unlike somebody here.
I can't even spell computer.
We want to thank our sponsors real fast, folks. So a big thank you to the following folks: Citizens Tri-County Bank, Bilbrey Insurance, Scotty's, the offices of Janine Boynton, Lisa Wheeler, and Michael Walker. Farm Bureau Insurance, that's Matt Massengale down in South Pottville by Putnam Reed Funeral Home, another sponsor. Nickel Row Antiques, our closest neighbor by far. But now remember, folks, also they have a new antique store just right a block away on Spring Street.
Away.
And well, on that block you also have the Bankwalker Brewery, which is part of Morgan Brothers, which you can still go to Morgan Brothers Barbecue, where the Rock House Cafe used to be.
Right.
And also they have the family restaurant now as well, folks. Don't forget that. They have really good breakfast, and that's all they serve is breakfast. So go check out their breakfast. State Farm Insurance, thank you to Nick Smith and his staff. Milldown Outdoor Adventures, it's Lola's, and she's been open quite a bit here in the summer, so she's got a little bit of everything in her store as well.
Yes.
And it's right here on Main Street. Michelle Collier and Company Realty, Bill Wolf, Lee Station Baptist Church, Southern Pearl Florist Home Decor and Gifts. Well, I nailed it that time. And the Daily Stop also, and on the Southern Pearl Florist Home Decor and Gifts, they are at a new location. I think we did say Cleveland Avenue. Pretty sure, yes.
We thank our sponsors.
So thank you to all of our sponsors. And now it is time for some sports of all sorts.
I've got a question to begin the sports segment. What happened to Paul Feinbaum? It's not there.
Say what?
Paul Feinbaum Show has always come on channel 21. I don't have it anymore. I can't find it on 21, 22, 23, or 24.
Well, that's strange. Maybe producer can Google that.
Paul Feinbaum.
Because I have no idea.
That's where I got a
on
lot
that.
of my information for sports.
I know. That's one of them good. That's a good reason why you should attempt to learn how to spell computer, isn't it?
Well, before it went defunct, I listened to the Paul Feinbaum Show.
It is an entertaining show. It really is.
He's a smart man.
Mm-hmm.
The championship that made you most proud was one thing that they interjected on this program.
Really?
And so some people called in and said LSU winning the baseball this year.
Yeah. Against Florida. It's all SEC final.
Okay, then the 88 Dodgers, you asked me. They won in 88.
And they've won one since then. I just can't remember what year for sure.
And then somebody called in 2014, Ohio State won the championship in football.
Not surprising.
In 83, it was the Miami Hurricanes, so somebody called that in.
Oh, yeah. Miami Hurricanes, man, they used to dominate.
And then LSU again back in 2019. Somebody called in and
baseball again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said they've won like a bunch of baseball titles though.
Also in the Paul Feinbaum Show, another program I watched, world record you think you could break. The world record. So these people called in, and this man said I could eat the most donuts. Another man said I could eat the most Reese's peanut butter cups at one setting. I don't like Reese's peanut butter cups.
I don't either. I know a lot of people do, but I never have.
The third person said I could spend the most time in a recliner.
That'd be an easy talent there.
I think I could run a good race there.
That'd be an easy record there.
I've asked Vicky for this job doing this, stacking pennies. And the last one, naps.
Those were some smart answers.
Also,
really smart answers.
Do you know the name Chris Paul?
Wait a minute. Yeah, I do. Basketball player.
He's 39 years
Played
old.
Wake Forest in college.
He's 39 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of TV commercials.
Mm-hmm.
So he's well established as a baseball player.
Basketball.
Basketball.
Mm-hmm.
He recently signed with the Golden State Warriors, 4-year contract. That's going to put him at 43 years age.
And like they needed another player like that. Man, these teams get stacked.
$128 million.
Goodness. And you're right, like he needed the money. He's already loaded.
He didn't need the money, but
it goes to show you that some people, even though they are extremely wealthy, they can't never get enough of it.
I guess that's one of the curses of money.
It's gotta be. I mean, because dang.
The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil.
It is.
Not money.
Right, the love of it.
The love of it.
That's exactly right.
Greg Sankey, the football commissioner, has been rehired through 2028.
Well, really? The SEC commissioner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Wimbledon's going up. They're down to, I mean, it's the finals have not happened yet, but they're
semifinals were set. I saw the match today.
Is Djokovic still in it?
Djokovic will be in the finals.
Okay, not surprising.
But his opponent is going to be Alcaraz.
You know, that guy might beat him.
He's number one.
He is.
Djokovic is number two.
Yeah, and because in that Alvarez is he's a young player, but he's won. Young. He come out of nowhere in a sense. They didn't expect him to win a major yet, and he did.
He's only won one major.
Yeah, but they were not expecting him to win that yet, but he did.
But I watched him win today.
I think I can't remember which. I think he won the French Open.
I don't know what he won.
I'm not. It's one. Yeah, it's either that or the Australian Open. But he could be a new rival for Djokovic.
Oh, yeah,
because
he's
he
going to-
desperately needs that.
The man that he played was Medvedev.
Oh well, now he's good too. Yeah,
He's
he's Russian. He's won the U.S. Open before.
Alcaraz won 6-3, 6-3, 6-3.
Wow,
3 straight sets.
That's because that player he beat is no joke. No joke at all.
That really impressed me.
Medvedev is the only player out of the big three that has won a major in several years until, this young guy, Alcaraz, Alcaraz? He was able to win. I believe it was a French Open. There were only 2 players outside the big three that's won a major in the last several years.
But if he's ranked number 1 in the Wimbledon, he is probably number 1 in the world.
He
or
is.
Djokovic.
He is. Well, it's where Djokovic obviously didn't get to play all season because of
Right.
which I applaud him for that.
Okay, today on television I saw this before I came up here.
Mhm.
Tennessee football team, they had 3 aspects of the penalty for football. Number one, they did not lose a bowl. They did not get banned from bowls.
They shouldn't have. So
that's
good.
number 1. Number 2, they will lose some scholarships.
I thought that would happen.
And number 3, they got fined. It didn't say how much.
I figured that'd be fine too. It would be interesting to know how much, though. That's kind of a big detail to leave out, but
They left that out, but they will come out later.
it makes when it's left out, it makes me think it might be a big number.
That was on television today, but not on Paul Feinbaum show because I can't.
We're trying to find out about old Paul.
All right, I've got a feature on The Color Orange. It's a documentary that was put out about Conrad Holloway.
Who's that?
Conrad Holloway was a quarterback for Tennessee. He was the first black quarterback in the SEC.
Okay.
This is several years ago. I remember
Right.
when Conrad, I got to see him play.
Ah, okay.
He was number 7, and when he broke on the scene, John Wooden wanted him to come to UCLA to play basketball. He was that good an athlete.
Yeah, that'd be
And-
good for him to recruit you.
Conrad wanted to play baseball. He was that good. He was offered a contract professionally to play, and they offered him a contract for $100,000.
So he could play any sport, sounds like.
He
to
was
me.
a good athlete. Okay, the backdrop, the scene, I want to paint a picture for you. George Wallace. Do you remember George Wallace?
That name sounds familiar, yes.
He was a governor of
Okay.
Arkansas, and he was
Oh, wow.
very adamant about blacks and whites staying where they
Oh, okay.
should be.
Right.
But he called Conrad Holloway and tried to get him to go play football at Alabama.
At Arkansas or was Alabama?
He wanted him to go play for Alabama.
And he was the governor, though, of Alabama?
Bryant was after him too. But Bryant was honest. He said, I don't want you to be a quarterback.
Oh.
And Conrad wanted to be a quarterback.
So Tennessee.
So he turned down the $100,000 baseball contract. He turned down the opportunity to play basketball for UCLA.
Wow.
He chose to come for UT for nothing
Wow.
because Bill Battle was the coach at Tennessee. And he said, if you come to Tennessee and play, you'll get to be quarterback.
Oh, and that's what he wanted.
That's what he wanted.
Wow.
So can you imagine Bear Bryant trying to get him to come? Also,
And John Wooden, I mean, talk about legends. It's 2 of the biggest ones there.
Auburn also competed for his
Man.
talents.
He could have played all 3 sports probably.
He probably could have, and maybe did. I don't remember.
Well, probably didn't, but he could have. He's talented enough to.
But his number was 7, and he was known as the Artful Dodger.
The Artful Dodger. So did he end up? No, he was at Tennessee. Okay.
Now let me tell
Why
you.
do they call him the Artful Dodger? Because he can dodge tackles.
He could dodge tackles.
Okay.
Back then, Georgia Tech was on the roster as one of the teams that they played. Was one of the teams they played. Stanley Morgan was one of the running backs for Tennessee back then.
Okay.
Stanley Morgan said, and I'll close this.
The Rambling Wreck of Georgia Tech.
I remember that song.
Yeah.
But Stanley Morgan said on one of his TD runs that all 11 players from Georgia Tech touched him.
Wow.
But he still made it. But Conrad Holloway was he was a good ball player.
So I assume we had some good seasons when he was around, when he played.
We sure did. But
Which
that's it for sports.
Which I feel like Tennessee is on the right path though in football right now. Hopefully in all of the sports. I mean, I'm still on the fence about a few of them, but in football, we're definitely headed in the right direction.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. That's it in sports.
Good riddance, Jeremy Pruitt. I'll say that in sports. Now I got some good old Albertology.
Well, thank God for Albertology.
Yeah.
I appreciate you letting me do this.
Thank God for Albertology. TGFA. Said TGIF, TGFA.
Well, I have talked to your mother, and my daughter, and I have talked to you about the possibility of changing the format around, and y'all decided to leave it the way it was. And so by having this category of Albertology, I'm allowed to go anywhere I want to go and to talk about anything I want to talk about. So I've got some things I want to talk to you about today before we do the jokes.
Well, of course. The jokes kind of goes without saying, don't it?
Well, the jokes. I've had several people to tell me that they watch our show, and one of the things that they point out is the jokes.
Oh yeah.
They like to listen to you laugh.
Okay, I do hear that a lot.
These are sports stars that said these things, and these are dumb jocks.
Dumb jocks. So these are truthful statements.
This is the University of Houston receiver about his coach.
Okay.
He said he treats us like men. He lets us wear earrings. He lets us wear earrings. When I was manager of Piggly Wiggly before I.
It's good as sin, wasn't it?
It was good as back then. Before I hung it up, I had boys to come and want to work at the store, and some of them had nose rings, some of them had earrings, and I went to the boss that owned the store, and I said, I want to know if you will back me up in my stance. And they said, well, what is your stance? And I said, if I hire a boy to be a bag boy or a stock boy or whatever, I said, I want your permission. I want you to back me up. I want them to take the earrings or nose rings out while they're working. And
well, that's not bad, yeah.
And they said they would back me up.
Yeah, they did.
But anyway, can you imagine?
Well, back then too, a lot of that would offend some of the customers too, because
Charles Hamby sits beside me when we have a Bible study.
Different. Yeah.
And he has tattoos all over both arms. And I think all those men from the jail have tattoos on them.
They do.
And I know a man, I read about a man that his life has been dedicated to taking tattoos off or changing tattoos.
Oh, okay.
That people put on in a wrong frame of mind. Yeah,
they regret them. That's good, because used to that, people couldn't hardly do that because it's so expensive. Like crazy expensive.
I had no idea.
Oh, it was crazy expensive, Papa. Why do you think they get stuck with them? But no, he's probably cheaper now. This was a long time ago.
But he's got 6 other men that are tattooists that has
Tattoo
joined
artists.
him and in changing people's tattoos to
I
something
like
more
that.
acceptable.
I like that.
Okay, Charles Shackelford was a basketball player, and he said, left hand, right hand, it doesn't matter. I'm amphibious. Instead of ambidextrous. And
Boy, they are some dumb jocks in this.
this is boxer Mike Tyson that said
Oh,
this.
God.
He called me a rapist and a recluse. I'm not a recluse. These are not jokes.
I know these are true statements, folks. God.
The Orlando Magic general manager Pat Williams said this: "We can't win at home. We can't win on the road. I just can't figure out where we're going to play next. Can't win at home. Can't win on the road."
Feel bad for that coach.
Bill Peterson, he was a football coach. He said, "Men, I just want you to think of one word all season long. Remember, one word: Super Bowl.
No, well, yeah.
2 words."
That is 2 words.
New Orleans Saints running back George Rogers said this: "I want to rush for 1,000 yards or 1,500 yards, whichever comes first."
Well, these people,
Can
they
you
are
believe
pretty
it?
dumb, ain't they? Those were good.
These are what goes on in the hospital every day.
Oh, God.
Listen to this: blood suckers. I've called some people blood suckers. People who take blood samples,
Yeah.
nurses or laboratory technicians.
Yeah.
The last time I was in the emergency room,
Mhm.
I had 2 nurses come and try to get blood out of my arm. They could not. They called the doctor, and the doctor came, and he could not.
Mm.
So the 3 people could not do it that were on duty. They said, we'll have to wait till somebody, they called a man's name,
Mhm.
till he comes on duty. And he came into my room. I was back in the room instead of the emergency room.
Mhm.
And I said, "You're after blood?" He said, "Yes." I said, "I'm going to give you 1 shot." He said, "Listen," he said, "that's all I want."
Oh, wow.
He had a machine,
Oh,
and that machine showed my veins.
cool. That's
And he just tapped right into that, what he saw on that machine.
wow. That is impressive there.
Gassers are anesthesiologists.
Yeah. It puts you to sleep.
A coffin dodger. A coffin dodger is
What's-
a patient the hospital staff didn't think was going to make it.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. That makes sense.
But he
now.
didn't. But
Right.
they thought he would not make it, but he did.
Right. Okay.
CTD,
CTD. Well,
close to death.
oh, that makes sense too. So basically, some medical lingo we wouldn't know otherwise.
Pop drop. That's where you want to go on vacation and you drop your elderly relative to the hospital while you're gone.
So
You on
that's the pop
vacation.
drop.
ECU,
What was that?
Eternal Care Unit. He's gone to the ECU. Hand them a Bible so they can study for the final. They're going to do that. I've been in the hospital twice here lately, and both times I could not find a Bible in that hospital room.
And that's kind of odd,
I
isn't it?
thought the Gideons took care of that, but evidently they
Well,
don't.
I don't know on that. I think they might. Well, sadly to say too, there's some people sorry enough to steal them. I mean, they really
I
are.
hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
Univac, UNIVAC. Unusually nasty infection, vultures are circling. Eating in, feeding by way of an intravenous tube.
Wow.
Did you know
Probably not.
July is National Ice Cream Month?
No, I didn't know that.
I've been Emily Hal brought me some vanilla ice cream the other day and I ate it.
Well, it's National Ice Cream Month, folks, so get over there at Ember's Ice Cream Shop then. Celebrate National Ice Cream Month with Cliff over there.
I read this yesterday.
Okay.
I'm not getting old. I'm busy becoming a legend.
Ooh, I like that.
I love that.
That's a good way
I wrote
to put
that
it.
down.
That's pretty impressive too.
Uh,
I like that.
and I told you Ryan Seacrest is taking Pat Sajak's place, didn't I?
Well, no, but I did see that on something. When is Pat Sajak though stepping down?
Well, next season.
Okay, so this is his last
takes
season.
over next season.
Well, Ryan Seacrest, that's probably a good choice. He's good entertainer, a good television host. Like he could probably pull it off. But people have to understand there'll never be another Pat Sajak.
No.
You know.
I think.
But Vanna's staying, so that's what'll help. That'll help a lot.
I'm sure they'll keep Vanna. For a
They
while.
are.
The thing about Pat Sajak at the close of the show, when they're showing all the people that had anything to do with it, he is a consulting person that they go to,
Yeah.
and so
I
I'm
see
sure he
that.
won't give that up.
Probably not. Probably not.
This is a newspaper that I found that was printed in 1989.
Ah,
That's 34 years ago.
and it's the Chattanooga Times.
But
wow.
these are things that happened in Chattanooga
That's pretty cool.
that I want you to listen to.
Okay. This was February 1989, folks.
Hugh Beaumont, B-E-A-U, Beaumont, who played Ward Cleaver in the television Leave It to Beaver, graduated from Baylor School in Chattanooga and went to the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
Well, dang, I didn't know that.
Well,
Did you know that before this?
no, this article says, did you know?
Wow. Okay.
In 1939,
Mm-hmm.
the Davenport Hosier Mills on 11th Street in Chattanooga became the first commercial maker of nylon hose.
Didn't know that either.
Here in Chattanooga.
Yeah. I know it's... yeah.
Chattanooga has 7 hospital beds for every 1,000 residents.
Dang. Didn't know that either.
Now you would not remember Satchel Paige. Satchel Paige was a baseball player many years ago. He played in the Negro League.
That's a memorable name too.
Satchel
Yeah.
Paige. He went on to the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
But he began his career playing right there in Chattanooga from 1926 to 1928 for the Chattanooga White Sox, the old Negro Leagues.
Oh yeah, so yeah, they weren't the Lookouts then, probably.
And I've told this before, but the Warner Park Fieldhouse was built in the late 50s for Billy Graham to hold a crusade in.
That is right. I do remember you saying that. And it's in Warner Park. It's still around.
Hamilton Place is the largest shopping mall in Tennessee. The roof over the shopping mall will cover 11 football fields.
Dang. I wonder if that's still true. It was in 1989.
You got to remember, this is 34 years ago.
That one still might be. I don't know.
Chattanooga is the birthplace of the moon pie.
Yep, we know that. That's not changed.
And it was first made in 1919.
Oh, wow.
And the company estimates in 1939 that they had made 1.5 billion moon pies.
God, that's a lot.
That's just, well, from 1919 to 1939.
Good grief.
Now, you've heard of Ted Turner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's a big TV magnate.
Definitely. TBS, TNT.
He went to school at Macaulay in Chattanooga.
I didn't know that either. Wow, this is some cool stuff to learn about Chattanooga.
He graduated in 1956.
From Macaulay. What about that?
Now,
wow.
I've got to save room for some jokes.
Yeah. Well, that was, I'm glad you found that.
I've got 100.
Really?
I've got 100 things
cool
about Chattanooga.
It'd be cool if you find a different year. You never know.
One closer.
No. Just another rant like this, you know.
Oh.
Don't matter what year. I thought that was pretty interesting.
It was. And I thought that article about Condren Holloway was.
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah.
These are jokes now.
All right, there we go.
A young man is walking through a supermarket, just picking up a few things his wife told him to pick up.
Okay.
So he notices a woman is following him around and looking at him. But he still keeps on looking for the things that's on his list. But he keeps an eye on her because she's keeping an eye on him, and it bothers him.
Right.
But as he gets to the checkout line, that woman takes her buggy, which is full, and cuts in front of him. And he just lets her go ahead in front of him because he's a nice man.
Being nice about it, I guess. Yeah.
But as she's taking her groceries out of her cart, she turns to him and says, "Did you notice I was looking at you?" He said, "Yes, I did." She said, "Well, you remind me of my son that died recently." And he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He said, "Is there anything I could do?" She said, "Well, I've got one favor to ask of you. When I leave the store after I get my groceries, do you mind if I call you son?" He said, "Well, no." She said, "Well, when I leave, I'm going to say, bye, son." He said, "Well, go ahead."
Right.
So she went ahead and got her groceries, and she leaves the store, and as she's going out the door, she says, "Bye, son." And he said, "Bye, Mom." So he goes ahead with his 3 items that he's purchased. His bill comes to $205. He said, "Why? I just had 3 items." She said, the cashier said, "Well, you paid for your mother's stuff." She was no dummy, was she?
No. Dang. That's cold. That's wrong. Well, she was slick, wasn't she?
This man passed the physical examination to be a member of the United States Navy.
Okay.
And so the doctor said, "Why did you want to join the Navy?" And he said, "My father thought it'd be a good idea." He said, "Well, what does your father do?" "My father's in the Army."
That's pretty good right there. He didn't want to.
John was on his deathbed and gasped pitifully, "Give me one last request, dear." And so he's talking to his wife. She says, "Of course, John. What is it you want?" 6 months after I die, I want you to marry Bob."
What?
"But I thought you hated Bob." And as he took his last breath and died, he said, "I do."
That was good.
Let me tell you something about Nanny. Nanny told me that when I was at the funeral of her, at her funeral, that I'd be looking for a woman.
I can see her saying that.
A husband at breakfast said to his wife, "What would you do if I won the lotto?" "I'd take my half and leave." He said, "Great. I won the lotto yesterday and got $12. Here's $6. Keep in touch." Keep in touch.
Did you hear that one, Gail? Oh man, that was good.
The teacher said,
that was good.
Said to Sam, "You cheated yesterday. You copied from Fred's paper."
Right.
"How did you know?" Fred said, "I don't know, and you put down me neither."
He copied off a dummy, didn't he?
Now listen to this one.
Okay.
Fred was in the hospital near death.
Mm-hmm.
So the family sent for the pastor to come and visit. And the pastor stood beside the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And Fred's frail condition kept him getting worse.
Right.
And he motioned frantically for something to write on. And the pastor saw what he was gesturing. So
Yeah.
he pulled out a pad and a pencil and let him write down something. And so Fred, with the last ounce of strength he had,
Yeah.
he scribbled a note, and then he died.
Oh, really?
So the pastor took the page that he handed him and the pencil back and just stuck it in his pocket because Fred was dead.
Right.
So later on, after he died, the family called the pastor and told him what the details were, and they wanted him to do the funeral.
Okay.
And so the day of the funeral came, and he's up and he's preaching the funeral, and he remembers that note, and it's still in the same jacket.
Uh-oh.
So he said, well, let me tell you all something. The kind of man Fred was, he called for me to give him a piece of paper and to write a note on. I'll just read it. Listen to what it says. You're standing on my oxygen tube.
He killed poor old Fred. God.
Oh my gosh.
Man, a lot of these are good. Tell one more.
After a terrible argument with her husband,
Mm-hmm.
the wife called her mother and
Yeah.
said, we're fighting all the time. I think I'll just come back home.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother said, oh no, honey. We've got to make him pay. I'll come move in with you.
That's the best revenge.
Well, my thing is that
We'll pay
Man, a
him.
lot of those were all good.
We'll pay him back.
You will have to save those. Man, a lot of those were good. Those, you still, the streak continues. Even better today.
I'll tell you, some of these are so good. Every one of them is just so rich.
I know it. Well, yeah, you're going to say some of them for next week. Well, folks, thanks for joining us today. Making sure you got all that there. Thanks for joining us today, folks. And be sure to tune in next time for another edition of the Albert and Billy Show. Until then, we bid you goodbye and have a great weekend and great week.
See you later.
Folks. Hey folks, Albert and Billy here. You're watching us on Channel 18, BTC Fiber. Check us out on BTC Fiber YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and like. And check out our Facebook page. Be sure to like and share. Thanks everybody for watching.